Lucifer and I were speaking, I mentioned the letter that was done by the Armenians that was disproven as fraud. It's almost like history repeated itself, especially with St. Olive's death. So they utilized an actress instead with, apparently, that looks like me with the name St. Olive. It's really devastating. And these are the male need to control the project. Usually it's Europe behind that. I'm going to give you 4 examples of some of why I know no different than that Ottoman letter, because it wasn't written with Ottoman scripture, it was just written with Latin. How I know what they're doing. Because remember, we don't get feeds in this area. So the first word is karam. I found that in a recipe book. Garam, karam, is actually a lovey-dovey song from Anatolia. It's like now having saris in Turkey or mango lassi in Turkey. We need, there's nothing wrong with that, but we temporarily don't want karam to be found in an Indian book somewhere. There's another one, and I found it because this is an altered book, and I don't know if I'm being tested at the highest level, because I'm not really part of that little clique, because language is very important. In de. It's not in de. That's just say land in Anatolian Turkish in India. It's hindi. There's a reason. So what they're trying to do is say that we will be landing in India. Because remember, in the real version, in is in Prophet Hanna's name. So, and there's thousands of other little boo-boos that I'm catching. Followed with Sukuriye. Sukuriye is a Bulgarian gypsy, but now it's in India. So everything I utilized in terms of clips, in terms of media, they're pulling it towards India. So they're not saying to each other shukur, which would make more sense. They're saying shukriya, and it's kind of funny. But I'm gonna get to what's the issue. This was the most funniest, and I talked about that. Hamse. Hamse is found in northern Turkey as a black fish, which is always associated with comedy. Today it's found in First Nations. One is apple, the other one's an orange. One's Anatolian Turkish that has evolved from native, and the other one is the authentic devil's tongue. We are looking for authenticity. So between Inde, which is my last name, the fish, the comedy fish, Sukuriye, which is a gypsy's name, and Garam now in an Indian book, which means hot and cold. This is how illumination plays with history. We don't want that, because we're trying to extract the authenticity. Now, these words all could be, Hamse could be in a First Nations land, but I had tears in my eyes because I took First Nations classes. It just, like, what's special about myself is based on the acoustics of the verbiages, I can decipher where the animal came from. So when you have words like shukriya or hamse, I immediately know, no different than the Ottoman file, it's fraudulent. And that's why, um, I'm very, very important. But here's what is the biggest concern, because you guys may not understand this. This is for the professionals. The concern is if other people get this, they might be killing them. And they missed the whole operation of the heritage of language, which is millions of dollars. Because let's say Garam is found originally in India, then we have to investigate other things, which is mounds and mounds of literature. But what does the devil not want? They don't want a record of the devil's tongue. They don't see the financial gain in historical records. They see the Vatican as having 56 kilometers of books and nobody's interested. That is why Prophet Hanna is so